everyone. I hope all is well your way. Let me start off by apologizing about my videos. I had probably about 4 or 5 videos that I just had to delete. So spending hours in editing, trying to get it together, it does something to you. So I just took a little break before I started to redo the videos I already did. So, but there will be more videos coming. This video today, I am talking about transitioning and protective styles, the pros and the cons. If you're interested, definitely keep watching. Okay, so I am transitioning to natural. It has been since May 17th. 2012. It's been almost a year and a half since I've been transitioning to natural. The ends of my hair are still relaxed or either tech-slacks. Let me start here. Before I transitioning into protective styles like my wigs, basically I did wigs. That's pretty much all I did. I put my hair in flat twists underneath, and everyone always asks me, like, why do you do flat twists? Why do you do flat twists? That's because I can't cornrow. If I could cornrow, I probably would have had cornrows under my wigs, but I only can flat twist, so that's what I tend to roll with. So before that, you guys know if you haven't seen my hair story, definitely go and check it out. But a relaxer, and I just want to get this straight. I'm not like just anti-relaxer. I didn't put up my hair story to scare anyone so you wouldn't get a relaxer, because at the end of the day, it's a personal preference. Yes, of course, I am pro-natural. I love natural hair. And actually, after the relaxer broke my hair off that the stylist did for me, I still kept relaxing my hair. So I didn't just go natural because that happened to me with the relaxer. It just, you know, after relaxing it for a little bit and then deciding to go tech-slacks, I'm like, this is just it was too much for me. And I'm like, let me go to my natural hair because I know it's much thicker. I don't like that bone straight look. And I'm like, if I tech-slacks and not tech-slack it right, tech-slacks it right again, I'm gonna have different demarcation lines. So at the end of the day, again, it's a personal preference, and I'm like, let me just go natural because I don't know my natural hair. I have subscribers who are relaxed, who are tech-slacks, who are transitioning, and who are natural. So I try to give everybody a little bit of something in the videos, but it wasn't to scare anyone from getting relaxers. It's just that at the end of the day, when you put a chemical in your hair, you have to know there can be repercussions, there can be some actions, there can be pros and there can be cons. So I was on a regimen before I started transitioning into protective styles. I was on a regimen every week. I co-washed my hair twice a week, deep condition once a week. But when I started transitioning into in my wigs, I didn't really have to stay on a regimen that much. I just kept my hair in flat twists underneath. So let's talk about the pros and cons of transitioning into transitioning in a protective style. So I transitioned most of my journey going natural into in wigs. When you transition into a protective style, the pros are obviously you're going to retain length because you're not manipulating your hair as much. Your hair is growing underneath your wigs, your sew-ins, whatever it has. You're not messing with it, so you don't have any breakage. You're going to retain length, bottom line. I was able to try out new wigs, see what worked for me. I was able to oil my scalp every single day, get to my scalp. I preferred the wigs because I can get to my scalp right away. I can have my flat twist in for a week, 2 weeks, a month. I can have them in as long as I want it, still taking care of my hair underneath, making sure it got everything that it needed. The pros, yeah, absolutely. You will retain length, your hair will grow. You won't have as much breakage because now you're not manipulating your hair at all. You're not touching it. You're not putting it into a ponytail. You're not doing too much to it. So it gets the chance to rest and just grow out. The cons about transitioning into protective styles. When you transition into protective styles, you don't get to know your hair. And I was talking to Kiki Couture 10 about this because I just wanted to transition into, I'm just transitioning into my sew-ins, my wigs, braids, whatever I can. That's what I'm going to transition into. And you never get to experience that when ladies decide to transition. I'm just speaking about transitioners right now because that's what I'm going through. Big chop is something completely different. When you big chop, obviously you're growing with your natural hair, so you're definitely going to become a pro at it. Unless you big chop and you grow out your hair in protective styles, you still won't get a chance to know your hair until you're ready to start wearing it out. When I say getting to know your hair, it's whether it's shampooing your hair, conditioning your hair, what products work, if you're protein sensitive, if you're not, and what styling products work for you. If you're doing a braid out, a twist out, putting your hair up into a ponytail, when you're whatever natural hairstyle you're rocking or relaxed hairstyle you're rocking, whatever style you're rocking, you want to know what products work for you. So when you're transitioning, you actually get a chance to know your hair. That's why you hear girls say, oh, when you get to month 5, it's just you want to quit, but you got to keep going. I got to month 5, I didn't feel that way. Why? Because my hair was transitioning underneath my wig. So I had no idea what they were talking about. Like, you just give up. So I didn't get a chance to experience that. But now that my hair is growing out, I'm just past armpit length, and I realize I don't know my natural hair. Only thing I realize about my natural hair is the different shampoos and conditioners. Yeah, I'm a pro at that now because you get to see what your hair feels. And when you're transitioning, like my relaxed hair loved products that my natural hair in the beginning of my transition from me shampooing or co-washing or deep conditioning, my hair was like, stop, cut it out. We don't like that. But now I tried it again, my hair is like, oh my gosh, we're in love. So the products that didn't work for you in the beginning of your transition may work for you later, so you might want to keep them. Or what worked for you in the beginning of your transition will not work for you in the midst of your transition. But if you're not constantly, catering to your hair, you won't know these things. You won't get to know that side. Another con about transitioning into protective styles is that when I started doing twist outs on my hair, so now my hair is getting a little bit longer as far as my natural hair. I'm realizing products that work, products that don't work. I know for a fact that I'm protein sensitive. I've been protein sensitive, relaxed, and 80% natural now. So I still need to figure out products that work and will continue to work. So another thing that I realized is that when I tried to do twist outs, this is probably like my 10th attempt to do a twist out. The first time I did a twist out, I was like, oh no. And when you transition into protective styles, the first thing you want to run back to is the style that you were used to, whether it was a sew-in, whether it was wearing wigs, whether it was putting your hair up. Now, I was frustrated. I definitely wanted to give up because I'm like, my hair is not turning out the way I envisioned it to, or like somebody else's. That's one thing I learned. You cannot compare your hair to anyone else, because Kiki Couture and myself, Kiki Couture 10 and myself, I feel like we have the same grade of hair, 4B, 4C, but the difference is she's not protein sensitive. I am. We still may have different curl patterns, even though we're like the same textures. I have maybe a 4A in the back of my head. That's where most of my curl definition is. And for other people, it's in the front of their head. So you have to not compare your hair to anyone else. You have to figure out what works for you. And you can't do that in protective styles all the time when you're transitioning. Okay, so knowing what products work for you is definitely key. I cannot tell you, when I first decided, when I recently decided I need to start wearing my hair out. I cannot do all of my videos in wigs and I'm transitioning. Or, I didn't want to do all of my videos in wigs. You guys are like, what does your hair look like? But knowing what products work for you is key, and the only way you're going to find that out is to try them. Like when I first started trying to do my twist outs a few weeks ago, it's nothing like shampooing your hair or co-washing your hair, deep conditioning, sitting under the dryer, or letting your body heat or your body temperature heat up the product for you with no dryer. It's nothing like doing all that. Then you go to put your leave-in conditioner and moisturize and seal, do a flat twist out with a product, and you wake up the next day and it's all residue throughout your hair, you feel a certain kind of way. So I noticed that some products were leaving like this white residue throughout my hair, and I just deep conditioned it the night before. You feel a certain kind of way. So, but I'm glad I'm going through this right now to figure out, okay, this product definitely is just residue. Whether I put a little, whether I put a lot, it's just residue. So I found a few products that I am absolutely in love with. So I tried different products on a twist out, and sometimes like in the midst of the day, I would have an afro, like no kind of twist out, no kind of curl, nothing. And I'm like, why isn't my hair maintaining definition like most girls' hair do? So, you know, I just kept at it and I refused. I'm like, I'm not putting this wig back on because at the end of the day, I'm going to be big chopping soon and I need to know what works for my hair. I tried different twist outs. I don't even have any pictures. I didn't even think to take any pictures, but I might have a few, so I'll post it. But after I decided, like, okay, I'm gonna keep trying at this, and what I realized that when my hair was not maintaining its curl throughout the day, it's because when I took down my twist out, my hair was still damp a little bit. So when my hair is damp, at the end of the day, when it dries, it's gonna shrink up a lot. I have a lot of shrinkage. So that's what I was noticing. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I don't need this much because I was putting a lot of product in. And now I see why when young ladies do twist outs, braid outs, whatever it is, they don't use a lot of product. Duh. Like, I didn't know that. I felt like my hair, she needs a whole lot of product, but it doesn't. If you get the right product, a little will go a long way. So that's what I realized. And as I began to make sure that my hair was completely dry before I took down my twist out, then my hair began to flourish. It began to just stay how I wanted throughout the day. And when I would do the maintenance at night for it, the next day it would come out just really well. So now I'm loving it. But it took me to like the 7th or 8th try. And this is probably a week old. And you have to give it a chance to frame you, because at first I'm like, I have a lot of shrinkage and I need some length if I'm gonna do a twist out. So I would use the orange rods like at the end of my hair. And you know, I'm relaxed, Texlax at the end of my hair, so my hair was not doing what I wanted it to do. So I'm like, okay, because I was so concerned about length. I was so concerned about, okay, I don't want my twist out to be short. I want it to at least have some length to it. So I took it down a notch. I'm like, oh, well, let me use the purple ones then at the end of my hair. And that still wasn't giving me what I need. And I'm like, I'm going to try the gray ones, because sometimes in the morning, my hair wouldn't even be wrapped around the rods. So when I take it out, of course, the ends of my hair are not curled and it's a hot mess. So I'm like, okay, let me just take it all the way down to the yellow one. And I noticed that when I took it down to the yellow rods, which kept my hair in curls all night, sleeping in my bonnet, it gave me, and this is what I've been using, it gives me definition at the end of my hair. Once I began to let go of, I'm trying to get length when I do my twist outs, or I would do a twist out and only curl like really the bottom of it. When I began to let that go and just straight curl up my hair, and then as each day went by, I realized I didn't have to curl up so tight, just where my relaxed and Texlax ends were. So now that's a journey all in itself, beginning to know what works, what doesn't work, getting over this, you know, my twist out isn't long enough and it won't look right on me like it does on other people. You just have to embrace, you know, what you have. And don't be discouraged if you try your twist out and it doesn't work out, or a braid out and it doesn't work out. A lot of these young women on YouTube who do twist outs, braid outs, it's not really their first time doing it. They have mastered their hair in that particular style, and that's how they can share it with you. So I just wanted to share that with you, the pros and cons of transitioning into protective styles without getting to know your hair. And I seriously was so tired of the wigs, I didn't even know what to do with myself. And so I've been working on other styles as well, trying to do a high bun. See, the back of my hair grows extremely long, extremely fast. The size of my hair, that's another story. Sometimes we don't like to rush. We take our times. Like, we don't get down like rushing. So when I do like my high buns, my hair, since my hair is not as long as the back of my hair is on the sides, my buns wasn't looking right. And I'm like, oh, I'm not, it would be teeny tiny. But once you figure out how to do it and manipulate it, it will be fine. It would be fine. Even the times I felt like, oh, I am not feeling my hair today, people would compliment me all the time, like, oh my gosh, I love your hair. And I'm like, thank you. So now I'm really, really happy, even though the size of my hair, because I'm like, I cannot wait until my sides are down here to my shoulders. But let me figure it out now, because by the time my hair is down to my shoulders, I want to know what works for me, what products work for me. I've tried braid outs. This is a flat twist out. So I just want to encourage everybody to get to know your hair. And you can't do that transitioning into a protective style all the time. In the beginning, I mean, whatever works for you, obviously, just let that work for you. All I'm saying is just, it's going to be some point in time where you need to take the time out to get to know your natural hair if you are transitioning. I definitely will be having a tutorial soon of the products that I found that works best for me, and how I prep my hair for my twist out after I wash it and a few days after it's stretched out. So I'm like, finally, I'm getting there. So that's it. So I just want to encourage everybody to get to know your natural hair if you are transitioning in protective styles. Whether you're relaxed or tech-slax, you still want to know what products your hair like, what it doesn't like. Thank you so much for watching, and I will have more videos up probably within the next few days. And take care and be blessed. See you in the next video. Bye.